Ball State University has unveiled a new plan to make campus more bicycle-friendly. New on NewsLink, what inspired the plan?
And we're learning more about Carrier's plan to keep 1,000 jobs in Indianapolis today. The White House is speaking out about the deal.
And we've seen above average temperatures for this time of year, but that is going to change, if only briefly. I'll talk about all of that and more within the next half an hour, but NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Emerson Lehman.
And I'm Rachel Russell. Thanks for joining us.
The White House is voicing its opinion today after a deal to keep 1,000 jobs in Indianapolis was announced yesterday. Air condition manufacturer Carrier made the announcement after reaching a deal with President-elect Donald Trump's team. In a news presser today, White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest spoke about President Obama's record with job growth.
If he is successful in doing that 804 more times, then he will meet the record of manufacturing jobs that were created in the United States while President Obama was in office. There were 805,000 manufacturing jobs that weren't just protected or saved, but actually created while President Obama was in office.
New information on the deal also came out earlier today. Officials familiar with the deal say federal contracts may have had a big role. The deal lines up with the interests of Carrier's parent company, United Technologies. Donald Trump and Vice President-elect Mike Pence are expected to make an appearance with Carrier officials tomorrow afternoon at 2.
The construction on Neely Avenue was originally supposed to be finished before the fall semester, but it took a little longer than expected and was just recently completed, leaving many students to live among the construction. Allison Luthman is live with their thoughts.
Here on Neely Avenue, they actually just put in these light poles today, and once they're attached to the electricity, the project will officially be finished. We talked to some of the residents earlier today, and they said they couldn't be more excited.
Jumped up and down because we were so happy that the road was actually done. It wasn't muddy, there was no gravel.
Student residents say the construction affected their studying, but having the street completed is just in time for finals.
It was really noisy in our house. It was really put a burden on our studying all semester because it was hard to focus in our living room because our house was shaking a lot.
Our house rumbled all the time. It was early in the morning till late in the evening. It was very hard to get stuff done, so we'd had to go elsewhere to get our homework done.
The newly opened street has also been great for residents' recreational use.
The things are the sidewalks. There's not many holes in them, so if you want to go for a run on the sidewalk, it's a nice smooth run now.
Sidewalks now that we can use to walk to campus, and there's a bike path on the road, so bicyclists don't have to be on the sidewalk, so it's just very convenient now.
Having street parking is an inconvenience. They're still overall happy with the finished product. In Muncie, Allison Luthman, NewsLink Indiana.
With the street parking on Neely eliminated, landlords are expected to provide appropriate parking in the alleys and driveways.
Ball State has kicked off its bicycle master plan, and that could include some new additions to campus. NewsLink Indiana's Brenton Roy has more.
Ball State has just launched their bicycle master plan and kicked off the training wheels tonight at the Student Center. Designated bike lanes and campus connections are being considered to make campus more riding inclusive. Cyclists from on and around campus rode in to give input into routes they take and areas of conflict with cars and pedestrians. Daniel Lidgett, an associate of the Rundle Ernstberger Landscape and Urban Development firm, says that these changes are still a ways off.
Some could fall into a very short time frame if it's simply paint on the street, maybe 1 or 2 years. Whereas some of the recommendations may be a longer time frame, could be 5 or 10 years out.
Whether it's biking, boarding, busing, or walking, Ball State tries to accommodate all walks of life, and now all rides of life.
Ball State Associate Vice President of Facilities Planning and Management James Lowe says that after review from the Ball State Master Plan, BSU officials realized the need to be more cycle inclusive.
Actually, we've been talking about the need for bicycle paths on campus even before we started the campus master plan study, which was started in at about 2013-14. But what we found out of that campus master plan study, a lot of input emphasized the need for those bicycle paths.
We may not see results for a few years to come, but this is just the start of Ball State's master bicycle plan. Reporting in Muncie, I'm Brenton Roy, NewsLink, Indiana.
And Ball State will still be accepting input online at bsu.edu/bikeplan.
The Digital Core My Voice campaign was launched in October of 2015. It allowed students to submit and vote on what issues they wanted to see changed on campus. In March, the Core announced Wi-Fi would be the first issue worked on. Since then, the Core has been working to improve Wi-Fi and access and reliability across campus. Digital Core Director Brandon Smith said that progress has been made with the Wi-Fi with the help of the IT department.
Met with IT many times, I talked with the networking folks and have made some big strides in improving Wi-Fi on campus, both in the academic buildings, in the residence halls, and in public spaces. We've kind of helped them sniff out some areas that were lower in their Wi-Fi coverage. They had a great plan, but we kind of helped give them a little kickstart.
Smith said there are still 8 or 9 initiatives that the team would like to address, but they're waiting for Ball State's new president to give them leadership and guidance.
And we have an update tonight about a dead body that was found in a rural area of Delaware County on Monday. According to the Star Press, a full examination of the body was conducted today, but produced few answers. The exam did, however, establish a possible time frame for how long the body was waiting to be found. It was determined that the remains are that of an adult and had been on a gravel bed along railroad tracks near County Road 700 West and 300 South for several weeks. Delaware County Coroner Scott Hahn said he believes the body has been in that same spot for at least 2 months. And the gender and identity of the person whose skeletal remains were found are still to be determined. And well, Rachel, December is right around the corner, starting up tomorrow, and it's still very warm outside.
Yeah, it has been pretty unseasonably warm. Caleb, what can you tell us we can expect in the next few days?
Yeah, that's right, guys. We have seen those unseasonably warm temperatures for this time of year throughout the day today. Take a look, shot down McKinley Avenue. We saw plenty of sunshine today, mixed in with a few clouds here and there. Didn't really amount to much, made for a very picturesque last day of fall, but that is going to change, unfortunately. We're going to see more seasonal temperatures return, plus the possibility of a messy Sunday and a return to above average temperatures later on in the 7-day forecast. I'll have all of that and more within the next half an hour. Emerson and Rachel?
Well, thanks, Caleb. Purdue University students and faculty are speaking out after posters promoting white supremacy. We'll have the details next.
And Chicago courts is re-examining a decades-old case. These stories and more when we come back.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. 7-time National Poetry Slam team member and the author of the book Wine for a Shotgun, Marty McConnell, performed today for Ball State students. The event was hosted by Gamma Rho Lambda and co-hosted by Spectrum, Student Government Association, the Multicultural Center, and the Ball State English Department. Opening the events were students from Gamma Rho Lambda and Poetic Summit who performed their own humorous and serious poems regarding love, self-image, and coffee baristas. The event featured McConnell, who talked and performed poetry relating topics of identity, sexuality, creativity, and bullying.
So the goal of the event today is to kind of create a conversation on campus about the daily lives of LGBTQI people and their struggles, and kind of just to kind of emulate that and create an experience for people to understand what it's like to be an LGBTQI person.
McConnell was happy to perform tonight because her sister actually attended Ball State.
A court case dated back to 1964 is being re-examined this week. A full court hearing has heard arguments on if the Civil Rights Act covers workplace discrimination against LGBT workers. The case was brought to light after a lesbian woman sued an Indiana college. A lawyer for the college told the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals that the act does not cover LGBT workers and that only Congress can extend those protections. Judge Richard Posner said the courts sometimes broadened a law's scope, and it suggested it may be time to broaden the 52-year-old landmark law. The law stops discrimination in the workplace based on race, religion, or sex. Attorney John Maley said Congress didn't intend for word sex to include sexual orientation discrimination. Faculty and students at Purdue University are calling for action after posters promoting white supremacy were found on campus today. According to the Indy Star, the posters read, "We have the right to exist," and were marked with fascist symbol in the lower left corner. The posters promote the group American Vanguard. An emergency meeting was held by the Purdue Social Justice Coalition earlier tonight to discuss a plan of action regarding the posters. American Vanguard's website, reactionamerica.com, says it fights for white America. The group did claim responsibility for the actions at Purdue. An investigation continues against Representative Marlin Stutzman. According to the Star Press, the House of Ethics Committee released this information Tuesday after allegations of Stutzman using campaign funds for a personal vacation resurfaced. The Indiana Republican leaves Congress at the end of the year, but the committee guarantees it will take no action before that time. The committee is continuing review, quote, in order to gather additional information necessary. However, the committee clarified in a statement on Tuesday that this extension does not mean members believe a violation has occurred. And unseasonably warm weather is on its way, and the winter-like weather is moving in.
And we'll tell you all about the chances for snow in your 7-day outlook. NewsLink Indiana will be right back with your full weather forecast.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. And Rachel, this may be a very unpopular opinion, but I'm really looking forward to some snow in the forecast.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be December without some snowfall.
That's right. Caleb, what can we expect in the days to come?
Well, in the immediate future, next 24 to 48 hours, we're not going to see any snow, but there is the potential for some in our 7-day. I'll get to that here in just a minute. Take a look down at the scramble light. We saw plenty of sunshine today, but clouds began to roll in during the overnight hours, and actually you can see the staff began to put up the Christmas lights, making it feel more festive throughout campus. Current conditions outside, we're at 39 degrees, cloudy skies, winds very brisk out of the west, 20 miles per hour. High temperatures around the region. Ignore this little hot spot here. That's an error in the data. 56 degrees here in Muncie today, 54 in the state capital, 49 in Terre Haute. And that 56 degrees is very above average for this time of year. Normally we've got a high of 44 degrees and a low of 29, and that low of 41 degrees today occurred just a couple of hours ago, and temperatures are going to continue to drop during the overnight hours. Our satellite radar throughout the area, very clear, just some cloud cover. And if you take a look off to our northwest, we see a few scattered rain showers mixing in with a few snow flurries, and that has the potential to move in to the northwest portion of the viewing area. Northwestern Grant County could see the potential for some scattered snow showers throughout the evening and overnight hours, and that's all associated with this low pressure system that produced some tornadoes and some other severe weather in the south. Fortunately for us here in Muncie, we didn't see any of that here today. Precision cast during the overnight hours going to keep us relatively cloudy, a few breaks in the skies allowing for some moonlight to peek through overnight temperatures. We're going to drop down to 34 degrees. Winds are going to be brisk tomorrow, and your bus stop forecast looks like this: 34 degrees at 7 a.m. 39 degrees with a bit sunshine peeking out behind the clouds, and wind chills tomorrow are going to remain below 30 degrees throughout most of the area. So make sure you bundle up when you're headed outside. Precision cast for tomorrow is going to bring in those more cloud covers, but a few breaks in the sunshine, or a few breaks in the clouds, allowing for some sunshine. High temperature of 41 degrees tomorrow. And tomorrow is actually the first day of meteorological winter. So we're expecting, normally for this time of year, our first snowfall to occur November 19th. Hasn't happened yet, but we have the chance for that to happen soon. And your 7-day forecast looks like this: Friday, Saturday, just a slight chance for some precipitation on Friday. High temperatures are going to remain in the low 40s, but we have the chance for some rain-snow mix on Sunday. More snow earlier in the morning, more rain-snow mix later on in the day. So there is the potential for Sunday to be very messy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, temperatures are going to climb up through the 40s. So guys, we're going to see, unfortunately, a return to those above average temperatures, but we want to be careful on Sunday about that rain-snow mix.
Okay, and thank you very much, Caleb. Josh, what can you tell us about sports?
Well, the Delta girls basketball team is taking on the role of underdogs against Winchester tonight, and we have some Ball State football players who are honored with Mid-American Conference Awards. Find out who and hear from one of the honorees when we return.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back. I'm Josh Shelton with sports. While Ball State football didn't have the best of seasons, there was some silver lining in their playbook. Despite a 4-8 record, 4 Cardinals were awarded All-MAC team honors earlier today. James Gilbert was named to the first-team All-MAC offense, along with 3 other teammates. Kevon Maybon made second-team All-MAC offense, and both Sean Wiggins and Anthony Winbush were named to third-team All-MAC defense. Gilbert rushed for over 1,330 yards and tied for first in rushing touchdowns with 12. NewsLink Sports' Peter Hood caught up with Gilbert to find out what this honor meant to the running back.
I write my goals down before the season starts, like what I want to accomplish. So like next season, I just want to do better than what I did this year, and like just keep it going, keep working hard, and like just stay focused, be consistent.
How can you still improve? What kind of areas do you think you can still get better in?
Just catching the ball, being a complete player, blocking more, seeing the blitzes, being able to make this second level defender miss, stuff like that.
Pretty hard. I mean, a lot of guys come to college and they never get All-MAC. You're a true sophomore and you're an All-MAC guy. Did you think it would happen this quickly for you?
I didn't. Not really. I just kept working, like just staying focused, I know where I want to go and I know where I want to be, so I just kept with it.
Coaches always talk about your work ethic and your character and those things that you possess. But where does that stuff come from with you?
Just coming inside, I just want to prove people wrong so I get a chip on my shirt. Like coming this season is like the offensive line is gonna be like not so good. Like one of the position groups that need to be concerned, this and that. So me and the other running backs and all the ball carriers and offensive line just took pride. Like every team we play, you can't run the ball on them, or they're not giving up that many yards. So every game we just buckled it up and just went after them.
What impressed you the most about that young offensive line and what they did this year?
They did better than what people on the outside was looking in, like what they could do. So we losing Drake Miller, and we just look to keep it going next season.
And finally, you had a few teammates, as we were talking about, recognized today. What's that like to see guys that you kind of grind with also get that same recognition?
It feels good because the only guys I look up to, just keep me going. I see their work that they're on and off the field in the film room. So, just looking up to them guys and, me being a part of that, it just feels good inside.
The Delta girls basketball team took on the Winchester Golden Falcons tonight at Delta. Delta was tested last game in a nail-biter 38-35 win against rival Yorktown. At 4-3, the Eagles are looking to have their first winning season in 3 years. The Eagles look to play spoiler against undefeated Winchester tonight. Delta will get on the board first here as Haley Workman knocks down the 3 to put the Eagles up. Then Winchester will answer. Maddie Lawrence converts a layup here and then draws the foul to get a free throw there. And then later in the game, Workman finds Shea Stanley in the corner for a long-range 3 ball. At last check, the Eagles held a double-digit lead and were well on their way to victory. And James Gilbert was a machine in the backfield this year. He deserves that award. Can't wait to see what he does next year.
It's great to see that, and it's good to know we have him for 2 more years here at Ball State. Thank you, Josh, for that look into sports. Well, coming up, a Walking Dead star is calling out Instagram users for body shaming.
And find out how Kanye West is doing after returning home from the hospital. That and more coming up in NewsLink Entertainment.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Samantha Penkel with your entertainment segment tonight. Today is the anniversary of actor Paul Walker's death, and many stars are showing tribute. Co-star Jordan Brewster posted a picture on Instagram of her and the Walking Dead star saying, quote, "Love you forever, miss you forever." Singer and actor Ludacris also posted an Instagram post saying, quote, "Gone but never forgotten." The 40-year-old Fast and Furious star was not only an acclaimed actor, but also had a passion for giving back. In 2010, Walker visited Haiti and founded an organization, Reach Out Worldwide, which coordinates emergency response teams to get to disaster sites faster. Walking Dead star Alana Masterson put Instagram users in their place for body shaming. Masterson has recently given birth to her first daughter, and users were making shameful comments on Instagram regarding her weight. Masterson wrote on Instagram Tuesday alongside a photo of her daughter, quote, "Dear Instagram trolls, body shamers, and men and women who think it's okay to comment on my weight, I hope that you don't have children." Masterson says that she will continue to fight for women and says on Twitter, quote, "If you can make anyone out there feel 10% better about themselves, I've done my job." Kanye West has been sent home after spending a week in the hospital. West was admitted for exhaustion and sleep deprivation on November 1st and canceled the rest of his St. Pablo tour. Reporters claim that when the ambulance arrived to take West to the hospital, they had to handcuff him to the gurney. This is standard protocol for an involuntary psychiatric hold if the patient is believed to be a danger to himself or others. Sources say that he is doing much better after his release and blame the exhaustion on his, quote, workaholic personality. Live in the newsroom, Samantha Penkel, NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you, Samantha. Caleb, can you give us one last look at the weather?
Yeah, sure, guys. So I talked about Sunday, that chance for some snow. Like I said, that really depends on timing. We're going to see more snow chance earlier in the day, turning to a rain-snow mix chance later in the day, back to a snow chance during the Sunday night overnight hours into Monday, but it won't accumulate too much. Anywhere from half an inch to an inch is possible, but it won't stick around for long as rain moves into the area.
Well, thank you very much, Caleb. And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.